Richard, can you give us an update of the relief efforts that are being carried out where you are right now?
Well, there are over 200,000 people in the evacuation centers and still growing in numbers. Definitely camp management is important, and we have to provide food, non-food items such as sleeping mats, mosquito nets, etc. And then, of course, water, safe water has got to be provided. That's just the camp management, and that doesn't even include latrines. Now, on the other hand, there's a lot of devastation out there. A lot of people are still out in the elements, and we have to rescue them and bring them to safety. And there's a big shore trying to negotiate the mud, the debris, the electric posts, the trees that are all over the roads. And that's why we're having a lot of trouble getting into the inner core of the provinces. There are some communities that have been totally devastated, blown to smithereens by the high winds beside the oceans. And their water sources have been contaminated by ocean surge. So it's important to remember that lifelines are also affected, including hospitals whose ceilings have been torn off. And it is really such a tragedy that although the government and all the other sectors have tried to evacuate early, the amount of the force that has been inflicted upon our people have been so tremendous that no amount of organization can actually cope at that time. So it is important to remember that really risk reduction measures have got to be put in place, and environmental, fixing has got to be done as well. So that's what we have right now.
Richard, can you tell us, how are the survivors coping then?
Well, survivors have to make do at the moment because there are some people caked in mud as we take them out. There's got to be a lot of hot meals provided right away. You have to remember that they have lost all their belongings. There's psychological stress written all over their faces. They have lost loved ones. Their houses have been totally lost. So it's a very bleak future right now, and they need all the kind of inspirational support that they can take in.
And of course, hundreds of people are still missing. Has there been any progress in locating them at all?
Well, our military, our people, our volunteers are out there searching. But you come across hard-trending situations like houses totally blown up and families just huddled on the ground and with their dead right beside them, covered in makeshift blankets or whatever. And certainly the effort to search for people, especially those buried under the mud. And I expect the casualties to grow. I expect more people who have been displaced by this humongous typhoon to come out. And so we're really digging in for a long haul here. And hopefully the Philippines is a very resilient country. That's cold comfort, but nonetheless, we're not immune to suffering forever.
Just very quickly, Richard, what kind of aid is needed to help in relief efforts right now?
At the moment, we need temporary shelters. The Red Cross is providing tents. I'm sure the government will be doing the same thing. We provided 500 tents. We're sending 1,500 tents. We need more tents for temporary shelter right away. There are 200,000 people in the evacuation centers. It's not good for them, as well as for the kids to be out there. So that's one. And then we need food. We need, of course, advanced medical posts so that we could minister to the many hundreds of thousands that are still displaced out there. We need non-food items such as mosquito nets, blankets, creature comforts such as pots and pans. And of course, sanitation. We need to provide them with the sanitation, the hygiene. They've lost everything: their toothbrushes, soap, shampoos, everything that, even sanitary napkins. These are things. Diapers. We need. I think it's not hard to imagine what one who loses his entire belongings, including his home and some members of his family, need.
Okay, well, thanks very much indeed for that, Richard, and all the best in your relief efforts. Richard Gordon there speaking from Mindanao. He's the chairman of the Philippines Red Cross.